Hello. Thank you for tuning in to Spotlight Podcast. I have a special guest for us today for this episode. I am thrilled to introduce our guest. Federico is a 34-year-old actor living in United Kingdom with a rich half of Italian heritage. His acting journey started in 2015 as an extra in English reality shows, gradually making his way up to the industry. Now he's represented by one of the top talented agencies. He has achieved notable success, including appearance in the Bear Clay commercial matchmaking. His passion is for acting, extending on television films, YouTube projects, and most recently, he has featured in a podcast, which has his own new twist. It is called The New Show of Lucas Inside the World. Federico also excited to working with on a documentary addressing homophobia in Brighton, England. Federico, he's also dedicated and ambition and hard work have been a key to his success in achieving his journey in his career. Let's get into it. How's it going there?
Yeah, good, thank you. So, you've pretty much covered pretty much everything in a nutshell about me and how I started off.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background?
So I started off, obviously, I started off doing acting in 2015. I started off in a reality TV show, and then I worked my way up to films, sort of like main characters, like featured part. Then I did the Barclays advert, which was really exciting, about financial capability, which was like great, got me even more exposure. And then I did a TV show called Unvaccinated about the COVID jab, which went viral, but I had quite a lot of like trolling from it as well, because there was nothing sort of like that out there, and everybody was so for the vaccine and it was so safe. But I knew there was something wrong with it, and it wasn't good, and it wasn't in people's best interest. I've done quite a lot of work for YouTube stars as well before in the past, like Young Philly, Nella. I did this thing called Bad Barbers where they absolutely ruined my hair, which was absolutely hilarious. But I'll tell everyone to check it out. It's on YouTube. I've done sort of adverts for companies as well, like social media, films, you name it, I've done it.
What inspired you to get involved in acting?
When I was younger, I always wanted to be an actor. It was like my dream job. I was like, I would love to be sort of on TV or sort of in front of people, because I'm really good at, I've got great communication skills. I'm fun. I'm really friendly. I'm quite likable as well. And I just thought, I really, really want to get, be an actor. Like, it was my dream job. It was my dream experience.
If you could, any character in a movie or TV show, who would it be and why?
Well, that's quite a hard question, actually. Who would it be? There's so many people that I like within a TV show or films. Maybe Tom Hanks, Colin Hanks. I've worked with Colin Hanks. I worked on him with a film called And Mrs. He's a really nice guy. He was one of the main characters in the film as well. It's on YouTube and Amazon Prime. So yeah, I'd probably be Colin Hanks, because he always gets good looking girls as well. And he's just a general, just fun guy. He's ambitious as well, like me.
What's your favorite part about living in the UK?
And nothing. If I had the money, I'll be out the UK. Like, I'd be flying out straight away. The nice thing about the UK is that we do have nice country. It's got nice like scenery and stuff. But apart from that, I don't enjoy living in the UK whatsoever.
What is the most surprising thing about you that people doesn't know?
That I went on holiday with my parents. We went to Kenya on holiday, and I ate crocodile and had a massive, great hyphen around my neck. And I've always been scared of snakes as well. So that was like my biggest overcome, like fear that I actually overcome.
Can you share your experience of starting as an extra and your English?
So yeah, obviously I started off on the Only Ways Essex in 2015 as an extra, just in the background at a nightclub scene. And then after that, I got spotted by one of the casting producers. And then I did a couple of other TV shows within that reality show. And then I did another reality show called Made in Chelsea, which is another English reality TV show. And then after that, I registered with quite a lot of agencies. So then I got extra work. So in backgrounds, movies, TV, internet, all different sorts of companies within the UK. So that's how I started off, obviously, with reality. I've done quite a lot of reality TV, extra work. You're muted again.
What was it like to appear in the Bear Clays commercial marketing?
Oh, that was amazing. That was like, they paid so much money. It broke. Like, adverts in the UK, they do pay a lot of money. Like, if you can get an advert, that's the foot in your door, because it goes everywhere. Like, I walked into my local Barclays Bank and there was like a poster, a billboard of me. I was like, wow, I've actually made it now. Like, I'm actually on a massive, in a bank like Barclays Bank. Everybody knows about Barclays Bank. They've been going for years. It was just an amazing experience. It was fun. I met loads of nice people as well. And that's moving forward for this year. I want to get more and more adverts behind my belt, because adverts are so much fun. They get you so much exposure, and they're just a really good, like, fun day out, and you meet so many different sorts of people, and it's more experience than you see.
What are some of your common misconceptions about being an actor that you like to clear up?
Basically, for people that want to be actors, the listeners that are listening, when you go into the acting career, don't ever, ever, ever pay an agent. You never, ever pay an agent, because I made that mistake when I first started in the industry. That I basically got conned and paid £150 to this talent agent, and she didn't get me any work. I kept asking her, "Can you get me any jobs? Have you got any auditions coming up?" And she just basically mugged me off. Like, that's my one thing to say to people that want to, in America, the UK, wherever, worldwide, don't ever pay an agent. You never, ever pay an agent to represent you. Got to add that bit in.
How has your acting industry evolved since you started in 2000, and where do you see yourself heading in the future?
Well, at the moment, I'm doing a documentary about homophobia in Brighton, because I suffered it a lot. And I actually experienced it on New Year's Eve as well, which is quite sad, because it was only 4 days ago. So my documentary, I'm going to interview people, victims that have been homophobic attacks within the city. Although I want to branch it out to London, and then I want to put it towards the TV channels for them to produce. So that's my next project. So obviously I spoke to 7 people in the UK, so it's quite a lot of people, and they generally feel quite not safe. Like, they feel that they can't be themselves, and it could happen to them again. So that's my project that I'm doing at the moment. I got statistics from the local police, and they said there was 277 homophobic attacks between January and September this year. And then the local council as well in Brighton said there was only 11. I think they're lying, because they don't want bad publicity, and they really want the tourists to come, because obviously Brighton holds it holds Gay Pride in August, and it attracts so much business, economy, tourism. They just don't want it to wreck their reputation, because they want more people to come to the city. So they're the projects that I'm working on at the moment. I've got another project coming up, a massive audition for a dating show, which is in the next couple of months. So I don't know where that's going to go. So I've got to meet with the producers about that in London. And then just general getting adverts, auditions, and just applying for roles.
Can you share a memorable project or a role that has significant impact on your career?
Yeah, so I worked for a company called Universal Extras. It was called Dublin Narcos. So I was basically, I was Thomas the chemist. So I basically had to be make sure all the drugs, and had to be weighing all the drugs up. And then it was a really exciting scene as well. You can tag it or whatever after that was it. And then the police come in, and we all have to get on our knees, and they're like, arrest us, and they handcuff us. And it was just such an amazing experience, because I've never had that. And then I saw that it went viral. It was in like quite a lot of newspapers. So obviously I got a lot of exposure. My face, you can see it's my face. It got to massive newspapers in the UK. So there's a lot more exposure. It was exciting. I met lots of new people. It was more of a featured role, sort of speaking role. It was just a really exciting, and I was really passionate about the role as well that I played.
We wanted to get our topic here a little bit, and could you tell us what is it like in the UK versus America, or have you been to America?
Yes, I've been to America. When I was at college, I went to New York, and I've also been to Florida as well. But I haven't been to America for years. But it's definitely on my bucket list. A couple of talent agencies in Los Angeles have got in contact with me, so it'd be good, obviously, if they could if they could represent me in LA, which would be absolutely fabulous. That's always been my dream. But yeah, for me, coming to America is definitely on the cards. I definitely want to like go there now because it's been years since I've been there.
What are some of the biggest challenges you face in your acting journey? How did you overcome them?
Well, since COVID has absolutely wrecked the acting industry in the UK. It's since we didn't have work for like, I think it was a good over a year. So yeah, we had no work, so the industry was screwed. But when the industry finally opened up, within our pay packets, well, they made us go and do COVID tests. We used to get like £50 to go and do a COVID test, which I think it's all load of rubbish anyway. I refused, kept doing all these COVID tests all the time. I said to the director, like, if you want me on set, then what am I putting up my nose? I don't know what's on that swab. So if you want me, you're going to have to let me just not do the test. Like, and then they're like, oh, what if it stops? What if it stops production? I'm like, oh, whatever. And he was like, oh, yeah, we only do them for insurance purposes. So it's basically insurance. Like, that's it. And then with another mad thing that affected the industry was the strikes in America as well, like the acting strikes, and that the acting industry has never ever still recovered. It's still recovering now. It's still here really hard, and other agencies that I've been before in the past are like, yes, Luca, we're still feeling it. And a few agencies in the UK have actually gone bust. There's this one that I did work for the Domino's advert, and people that did work for them before, they basically can't afford to pay them. They've just basically just ghosted them, and then they've gone bust. So they're owed like £300-400. People that I know of actors. It's disgusting.
How do you stay motivated and continue to stay on track?
I just keep smiling, just keep getting in contact with my agent. So obviously, I've just signed to this new agent now, which is really exciting. Because before I had 3 agents, so I used to be on their case all the time. Like, have you got any self-tapes to me? Have you got any auditions? I need these jobs. Like last year, I probably had about 100 self-tapes for auditions, and I probably got, out of those 100, I probably got 2. So that shows how hard and tough the industry I am in is. Horrendously tough, and it's got a lot harder since the strikes and COVID, because all these agencies are getting people on their books, and they can't find the work for the amount of people they've got on their books. They're getting them the auditions, but the casting directors have been so picky who they want, like really choosy, like face, or if you don't fit the bill. And when I go for auditions as well, I think I'd rather meet the person face to face. I know it costs me money to get into London, but I'd rather do that. You get a feel for the role instead of like this over video, like me doing a self-tape for an advert. I just think you don't get a feel for the role, and I don't understand how casting directors can. I don't know how they can narrow it down to the people they want for their position.
What advice would you give someone who's just starting out in acting?
I'd give them is to get good headshots, because your headshots have got to be absolutely priority, because you won't get on any productions, you won't get any agencies. Just keep applying for unpaid jobs as well. I started at the bottom. I started off obviously on that reality TV show with not getting paid to be an extra. Just be confident, be ambitious, just keep being positive. If you're with quite a lot of agencies, keep in contact with them, build a really good rapport with them, and yeah, you'll do really well. It's all about networking as well within the acting industry.
Are there any influential figures or mentors who have helped you shape your career?
I've worked with like massive famous people, but not really. To myself, I just sort of motivate myself, and I try and stay positive and creative. Obviously, I get a lot of trolling on social media, sort of when I go on TikTok, just horrible names, homophobic abuse, just horrible trolls. But I think at the end of the day, they're probably jealous of me. They make fake accounts of me. Yeah, it's horrible what people do. It's just disgusting. But yeah, I just think for the new generation, I just think they need to, just watch what they say to people, because it can have a massive effect on people's mental health and their life.
What do you love and enjoy the most about doing adverts?
I love meeting new people. I think it's great. It's such good experience. It's just a great. I love seeing myself sort of like on the TV or social media, and I like to hear back from people's feedback as well. Like, how did I do, or did they enjoy it? So it's always good to get that feedback. It's great exposure as well. Adverts just they're just a great experience and everybody wants to do them. And I'm just hoping for 2025 for more adverts come my way.
What do you enjoy doing in your free time and where you're not acting?
So my free time is working out. I like cooking, obviously, because I'm half Italian. Going out with friends, going out for dinner, cycling, walking. Because I live in the countryside here in the UK, so it's so pretty around here. If we ever get summer, and going on holiday. I love going on holiday, visited new places. I've been to lots of different places around the world. Before I did acting, I used to work in a boring 9 to 5 office job, which was not me whatsoever. And I've worked in reception for Facebook in London, like head office, Chanel, like massive, massive companies around the world. I've been a waiter, I've done bar staff, I've worked I've worked abroad. I've done everything pretty much. Yeah, events manager. I've been an elf for Christmas. That was really fun. I actually quite enjoyed that. That was last year. And this year I worked on a Polar Express and like this Christmas thing just down the road where I live. So yeah, my CV is massive. Before I even got into acting, I did lots and lots of different sort of admin roles.
Can you share a fun fact about yourself?
A fun fact about myself. What would a fun fact about myself be? Oh, that's a tricky one. God, you've actually really thrown me tonight. A fun fact about myself. I can't really think. Oh, actually, yeah, that's a good fun fact. But well, it's not really about myself. My dad met my mum in Italy, and then my sister was born in Italy, and I was born in England.
If you had to have a dinner with any three people, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Dead or alive. So dead, I would definitely love to have dinner with someone. She's called Kim Woodburn. Have you heard about her? She was on like Celebrity Big Brother. Have you heard about her? Yeah, she is crazy. Do you know what? I met her in Waitrose where I live up the road in the supermarket, and she's absolutely hilarious. Like, I mean, she is so down to earth. Me and her would just get absolutely drunk as the skunk and just be laughing and mucking about because her personality, she's like, oh, sweetie darling, and she's quite sarcastic like me and quite friendly and just like generally outgoing and bubbly and just an all around absolute hilarious woman. She was on the program called How Cleaned Your House and stuff. But yeah, obviously I met her and she's absolutely wicked. Someone who's dead, who died? Oh, Paul O'Grady. Did you hear about him? He's a really old actor. He used to do TV shows like Blankety Blank. He did lots of different. He did a TV show about with dogs. Paul O'Grady he's a lovely guy as well. He's just fun. He's just outgoing. I think me and him would just make everybody laugh around the table. His personality's like mine as well. So we would get on like a house on fire.
What is one thing that you can't live without?
One thing I couldn't live without, my iPhone. Oh my God, my iPhone broke and I was absolutely gutted. I was like, wow. I was like, my whole life is on your phone. You're just like, wow. My phone just broke. It just would not turn on. So I took it to the phone shop and they were like, oh, I don't know what's wrong with it. There must have been a factory fault or something because iPhones aren't that reliable, even though I've always had iPhones. And that was it. Yeah, I didn't have a phone for like 5 days and they were like, oh, we can't give you a replacement phone. I'm thinking, well, I've got a contract with you, so I swear you should give me one. They were like, no. But in the end, it was actually quite nice not having a phone because I sort of cut away from the world.
I can see that.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it, when people say like, "What's the thing you can't live without?" It's 100% a mobile phone, but in some ways it was actually quite nice. It was weird in a weird way. It was actually quite nice having a phone.
If you had superpowers for a day, what would it be and how would you see it?
Superpowered. I would try and get rid of all the negativity in this world, all the hate, so much corruption, there's just so much hate in this world. There's just people, you can't be yourself. You can't be yourself for who you look or your sexual orientation or your race, your color. It's just so much hate. And if I could do that, I would, if I had those superpowers to stop so much hate in this world, hate all these wars, hate all this poverty as well. There's so much poverty in the UK. It's unbelievable. Is it like that it's like that in the USA?
Yeah. Can you tell us more about your upcoming podcast?
Yeah, so Lucas Insights World. So yeah, it's going to be a podcast. So I'm going to be interviewing people, getting to know them. So subtopics will be from talk about my homophobia that I've suffered, obviously my mental health that I suffer with, obviously traveling as well. talking about all different subjects, just general subjects, obviously talk about acting as well. So it's going to be a massive broadcast. I want to get local businesses, like business people as well, to come on there. A few big celebrities will come on and tell me if they've got anything coming up, like massive. So yeah, that's going to be really exciting. Hopefully I'll be doing it for half an hour each session with everybody, getting to know them, and hopefully it'll be a success and go viral.
So what inspired you to create a documentary about homophobia in Brighton, England? And what has the process been like?
What inspired me? So I have suffered a lot from homophobia. So the story was, I was out with my friend in August. We were at a straight club, and this guy came up to me and my friends, and he was like, "Oh, you're pushing. Is that your girlfriend?" And I was like, "No, I'm gay." And he was like, "Oh, you shouldn't be in this town." I'm thinking, well, this is the gay capital of the UK. Like, why are you saying this? And then I went to the bouncer because he was quite rude to me. He was quite like vicious. And I knew the bouncer really well. And in the end, the bouncer got him chucked out because he was like, and then the guy waited for me outside. Apparently he had a bottle, and apparently he was going to beat me up. So we ended up coming out the club. I ended up calling the police because he ended up hitting my friend. I think he kicked my friend nearly in the head, and she kicked him back. So she really stood up for me. And then the police came. The police tried to find him, and then obviously he'd run away. He'd obviously fled from the scene. Process I'm in at the moment, I'm interviewing 3 people next week that were subject to homophobic abuse in Brighton a couple of years ago. So that's where I'm with that. I've interviewed six people. I've interviewed someone who had homophobic abuse at a football match. I've interviewed a guy that was on a reality TV show in the UK. I met up with him in November. I've interviewed a few different other people as well that live in the area that have had homophobic attacks. I'm looking for people more at the moment, sort of lesbians, trans, and I'm finding that quite hard to get. I'm still going around Brighton at the moment, putting posters up and, making it aware. I'm still posting on Facebook groups. So yeah, there's still a lot of stuff that needs to be done within the documentary.
You say you're looking for people. I mean, do they have to be in England or just be all over?
At the moment, I'm just focusing on the UK, but I would love to have some people from America. That's my plan. In New York, like all the big cities, LA, where they've got massive gay scenes. That's my plan, to start it off in the UK. So do Brighton, London, maybe Manchester, and then eventually spread it out to like New York, LA, the massive gay scenes in USA.
I was asking because I actually have a gay brother, and I can probably, try talking me in and send him your way if he's, willing. That's if you're looking for, other people act this way.
Yeah, they haven't got the actors or anything. I just want to speak to people that have experienced homophobic abuse, that have been victims, unfortunately.
All right, I got you. I'm just people your way then. What's next for you in your career, in your personal project?
Explain it, didn't I? So, yeah, I've got a dating show coming up, audition next month in London. So I've got that. Obviously, my documentary, my podcast, and then what else have I got to do? Auditions for adverts and any other filming jobs that come in.
How can our listeners connect with you or follow your work?
So I am I'm on TikTok at Luca New 2022. My ex, it used to be Twitter Luca _ yeah, so sorry, no, it's Luca Boy _ Luca Boy, I think. And I'm on Instagram as well as Luca Federico Barbarossa 2022. For people that want to connect and find out. And I'm on a podcast, a site called I think it's called Matchmaking or something like that.
All right. Last question. Do you have any parting words of wisdom or a final message for our audience?
Just be positive, guys. You only live once. Just enjoy life, because you never know how long you've got in this world. I lost my granddad in Italy a few years ago, and it still really affects the family. When I went there in June, it was like my grand died as well. My granddad and my grand died in Italy, so it was a massive. It was weird because obviously I'd never been there when they weren't both there. There was always my granddad in the house, and it was just a weird thing. Another thing is just be ambitious. If you've got dreams as well, just go for your dreams, guys. Life is too short. If there's something you want to do in life, just go for it. If you don't get the job, just keep going. There's so many other people out there that will be ahead of you or put you down. And just don't listen to trolls as well, because they're trolls for a reason. They're just sticking behind a keyboard, just trolling you for no reason.
That's awesome. Ashley, I thank you for tuning in with us. I thank you for giving me some of your time and having this interview.
Great. Thanks a lot. Take care.
Thank you.
See you later.
You guys have a wonderful day. Have a blessed one. Thank y'all for tuning in. One love. Peace.